Welcome to the Off Topic Podcast, episode 131. Hold on, I gotta do some stupid little thing. Let them know who you are, H.
Well, right now, as we fix this situation, my name is H.
I just had to log in.
Oh,
My name is Kobe the Gorilla, and we are back.
the off-topic boys never miss.
Never miss, except for those couple times that we missed.
And that's acceptable because you guys miss 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 8 months.
Your whole lives.
Yep.
You die randomly. All right, less than 2 minutes, and we're already super unlikable.
All right. Imagine somebody like fucking, hey, listen to these guys, and we're already talking shit.
Yeah, like people dying and shit.
Yeah.
I was talking to my brothers and my siblings. We have a group chat, and I was kind of telling them, I guess I was like frustrated. It was when it was like WCW 2000 era off topic,
I remember.
right? And then and I was just telling them like, fuck, like I'm so frustrated, like I feel like we don't get like engagement that we need, right? And then like, or just also stuff that I was like, man, like people don't shout out, like people don't repost, and they don't fucking, they're not as active as we would want them to be. And then, this was a couple months ago, and then my brother Hoser was like, he's like, maybe because you guys talk too much shit. And I was thinking, I was like, do you think that's like a reason why some people would get turned off?
Not a big percentage. I'm pretty sure 1, 2. Might get like, like these guys just talk too much shit. But I don't think it's always like just talking shit out of your ass. Like I think it's reasonable. I feel like if we talk shit, it's because hey, we're trying to let you know something, or you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, like I don't think we're like, oh,
it's also not like a violent hate.
Yeah. Like I don't think we've ever hopped on and been like, oh, like fuck these people, you know? Like I feel like it's always a bit,
For the most part, it's a bit,
Yeah.
Like get the hang of it. Like some people take it too serious. Like, hey, you're talking shit about these. I'm like, no, it's a bit,
It's a joke. Yeah. Are we not comedians?
Yeah. It's like,
and it kind of trips me out when it's people that like want to be comedians or like that are comedians, or like they're in that comedy world where it's like, okay, like you should get this. Like I should not have to explain how this works to you. Like you're also a content creator, you're also a comedian, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, so why am I explaining how this shit works to you,
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that, and he made a great point, maybe that is true. Maybe we could tone it down a little bit. But also, like, what's the in-between? Like, well, we got to be, like, humble or pretend
fake?
or for fake or, like.
Because we could be fake if you want, but, like.
Yeah, you want us to be fake?
You guys want that?
You want us to be fake? Because we'll be fake. I'll fake it up.
Hey, you're going to hear roses everywhere in the clouds.
Yeah, I had a great day today. I like people that have a little bit of hate in their heart. We're both big Jim Cornette fans.
Hate and honesty.
Yeah, like just be a little hateful.
Double H.
Yeah. Also, some people think that like hate is like they think it like devours you. Where like, oh, if you talk shit, you're a hater. You must be miserable. Mm-hmm. Oh, you must be jealous. You must be envious. Like, nah, dude. Sometimes it's just funny to hate. You know what I'm saying?
You just see the truth.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Like, that's why I like it when Kendrick said it. Like, yeah, I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. Like, he just admitted it. Like, yeah, I don't fucking like this motherfucker Drake. Like, I hate this fool. I hate everything about him.
I feel like if you ask every 7 billion people in the world, like, everybody hates one thing,
Yeah. And if you don't, you're like, you're a Mormon or something.
You're a fucking fake-ass hippie,
Yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend just sent me a picture. She got us more Mentos.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
Traffic in Mentos.
I know, huh? The off-topic boys are arrested by the ATF.
Vance, the main leader of the menthol cartel.
Fuck.
Nah, Yeah, shout out to him.
He's getting extradited to Las Vegas.
Man, I miss Henderson.
I know. Where's that at?
That's where we stayed.
That's where we stayed.
Oh, that's
Oh
where
yeah,
you
it
said we
was in
stayed,
Henderson, huh?
Yeah.
That Airbnb with too many rules.
Yeah, with too many rules.
It's funny, like whenever I talk shit about it, my girlfriend will be like, "You're just butthurt about the cigarettes." I'm like, you know what? I am butthurt about the fucking cigarettes. Who the fuck hosts an Airbnb and like you can't smoke outside? You should be able to smoke. Like, fuck it. If you find a cigarette butt, fucking find me. Find me. But like, you won't find it. Like, I'll clean it up, you know?
To me, it was like I was scared. I wanted to light one up, but then I was scared. Like, oh, what if somebody snitches?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I didn't light one up.
Yeah, I don't like HOA. Like, fuck you. Like, it's my home. I should be able to build a fucking roller coaster in my backyard if I want.
That's
like,
why I feel like, I don't know. I wouldn't buy a house like in a nice ass area because I feel like they have too many rules. Like, I'd rather buy one in like the little ranch.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
So you can do whatever the fuck you want.
or somewhere chill, you know?
Somewhere chill, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not trying to be like, hey, your car's too loud. Like, fuck you. Like, now I got to worry about my car. I saw this TikTok of like this guy that lives like in those apartment complexes where there's like a skyscraper one, right? And this fool, like, they get mad at his like exhaust because he has a Lamborghini. He's like a doctor.
Oh, and he's pushing it.
Yeah, and he's like pushing it. I'm like, fuck. Like
why are you following rules? Like,
also, like, that guy is paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent a year. I'm betting because those places are expensive.
you look like a doctor, yeah.
Like, why would you want to lose that money as you the owner of the property or whatever the fuck it is? Like, you're dumb. Like,
the guy's really nice, so I could say that.
yeah, that guy is way too fucking nice. Like, dude, take your fucking money and go fucking somewhere else. Like, that's what I would fucking do. Like, okay, you don't want me? Well, then peace out. Like, the fuck? I would never. Because where we stayed, it was like, oh, you can't have loud cars with exhaust modifications. Like, what? Like, how do you even know it's a exhaust modification? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could just be a loud car. Like, I'm not gonna push my shit, you know. But I don't know, and that's where hate comes from. See, this is the hate episode.
It is.
We're just gonna hate today, dude.
Fuck it, I'm ready.
What are some of the things like that you could remember since you were a kid that you hated? Whether it's things or like people or like things people have said.
Oh, you know what?
Or jokes.
When at least since we're starting when we were kids, one thing that I hated the most was having to tell everybody like my little bio before I fucking like introduce myself. Like, ¿cuántos años tienes? Like, how old are you? Or like, oh, like, ya está grande. Like, I don't know. What do I respond to that? You know?
Yeah.
Or just shaking everybody's hand. Like, you're kind of like your parents' bitch when you're a little kid, you know?
That is
like,
funny, yeah.
you gotta shake everyone's hand. Like, there's nowhere to run.
Yeah, like, oh, habla con tu tío, like, and on the phone, like,
Oh, that's it. That was the most awkward shit. Like in Mexico, like, tu tía quiere hablar. Like, what the fuck?
Like,
I was
bro.
just silent.
Like, bro, my tia called because she wants money for a fucking quinceañera they can't afford. Like, she ain't called to see how I'm doing, you know? Get the fuck out of here.
They're like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, why do Mexicans always do that? Like, a huevo, they want to have big parties and, like, they don't even have money for it.
You know, I don't know. I feel like that's a tradition that should die.
Yeah.
Or not die, but do it low key. You know, it's not necessary for a big wedding.
Yeah, or
The
like
ceremony is the most important thing, you know? Or
Yeah.
however it is, I don't know.
Yeah, like I have a buddy who like he's a truck driver.
Yeah.
It's not Michael, by the way, before people think it's Michael, because people always assume it's like one person.
No,
Anyway,
a lot of truck drivers listen to us, actually.
yeah, I was just talking to him right now today.
sick.
Actually, yeah, I was just asking him how he's doing. He's in Texas right now, so shout out Michael.
Nice.
I don't know if you still be in Texas by the time this comes out, but whatever the fuck, stack your bread, homie.
He's in
So
Arizona right now.
good for you, probably. Huh?
Hit me up right now.
He hit you up right now.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in Vegas now. He just hit me up right now. Just updating. He's fucking in Tom's time machine, just traveling through the fucking times. But yeah, and then his dad's been like a truck driver, like obviously since he's been a kid, and like they don't even like own anything badass, or like I'm talking about my other friend now, and it's like I asked him like, well, what does your dad do with his money? He's like, oh, like, well, he'll go like to Mexico a lot, and he'll like party and like throw big parties, like big privadas and shit. And I'm like, oh, so that's where your fucking money goes. Like, if fucking trying to impress people in another country, you know? Like, oh, look at my American money, I'm so rich. And it's like over here, like they don't even own a house, fool. I'm like, fuck, like. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna buy a house. He's like, but I'm gonna move my parents in with me. He's like, so why are you even buying a house? Like, they should have bought a house, you know?
Yeah.
I'm big on not moving in with family
That's my thing now. I mean, like,
that aren't your brothers.
Yeah, I don't mind brothers, but I mean, I put it clear to my parents like when I purchased my home.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't plan on moving them, or I haven't even mentioned it. You know.
Yeah,
That-
exactly.
That vamos a ir todos a la casa. You know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they know. My parents know.
Yeah, it's also like
Like también no son unos pobrecitos.
Yeah.
Thank God. You know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I feel you because I'm not like obviously like if my parents need a hand, I'll fucking help them out. But it's like I feel like you as a parent should know like okay, like we did our job, like I'll fucking try it out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Unless they're like old as fuck, like where they need help, then yeah, obviously.
yeah, like they can't they have Alzheimer's or something.
Or some bullshit, yeah.
I get it, yeah. But like I'm also hopefully knock on wood when I have kids, I'm never gonna be like a fucking arrimado with them. Like I think to me like if you're like that as a parent, like you failed in some sort of degree. We're like, oh, like now you became the kid, you know?
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because like sometimes a lot in like especially like households that maybe like their parent situation was not that sweet, like their couple or like their marriage rather. You get a lot of like kids raising kids. Whereas like, oh, the oldest brother picks up all the youngest from school and he walks from his high school to the middle school to the elementary to pick up the youngest one and they all walk back home together. And then et cetera, and then like he walks them in the morning and he fucking like that does happen a lot in like those families. I don't even want to say Mexican because I feel like it's just like a family thing.
Yeah,
like I'm sure there are like black people that can relate to this where like the oldest sibling is like
I heard
charge.
stories like that too. Where it's all like my older brother's picking me up, but me in my eyes, I thought that was pretty cool because I never had an older brother. You know?
It is super cool.
That's pretty cool. Like that's kind of like he'll buy you something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is cool.
I just never had shit like that. So.
Yeah, it is cool because I remember my brother Hoser, like sometimes he probably doesn't even remember it. But there were those moments where like he would pick me up. Where he would like pick me up and then like and we were just like I always thought it was cool. Like I would see kids from school like walking home and I was in my brother's car and he was like bumping like heavy metal music and I'm like, oh, this shit is sick, you know? Like I have a brother, you know?
Yeah.
Like that shit's sick. Like there is an older brother pride thing. But like even like when Errol Hawani asked Nate Diaz, like, "Oh, did you ever get bullied?" He was like, "No, I had an older brother." Like that shit's real, you know. Like there is like the homie shit with your older brother.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it is stressful on like the oldest siblings because it is like, fuck, like mom and dad are fighting and now I gotta like fucking help my brother with his homework. And I'm also young and I'm also going through shit and I still gotta fucking be the adult, you know. I think that shit is like fucking crazy. Like when you see like kids raising kids, that shit is crazy. And that's why like life is full circle because then the parents that never got their shit together, then they become their kids as kids and now they need taken care of. It's like fucking literally life fucking it's a fucking
I feel
circle.
like that's why the kids I mean, I don't know if this gets brought up a lot, but I feel like sometimes at least not kids, people in our age, like in their 20s or like late teens, they should be honest to like what they want, you know? Like what they want for their future and their plans. I feel sometimes a lot of parents think like, oh, me voy a ir con mi hijo, or like I'm gonna go with my kid, or you know, which I've made it clear with my mom a lot of times that I'm doing my own shit. I'm doing the podcast. I'm moving in for the podcast. Like, I'm buying a home basically just for that, you know, for the content creating.
Yeah, because that's something we've talked about. Where I mean, fuck it.
Oh, they barely know, huh?
It's gonna happen. So
yeah. Also, basically,
we're getting married. We're gay.
No, the Off Topic podcast home will be coming to life. No, there's no.
Don't
date.
say next year. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say next year, but it's coming, and the reason is basically for the content creating. Yeah. It won't be 5 years; it'll be less than that. But that's the main purpose why I'm buying it. I mean, and I'm taking that risk of that's our own place 24/7. You know, where we have the right to do anything, and I'm not thinking about fucking breaking my abuelito or fucking deals or bullshit like that.
It's a content factory.
Basically, yeah. That's how I'm seeing it, actually. I'm not. Yeah, it's home, but that's where we're going to be having fun, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing where, like, he's my boy. So obviously, we're gonna both do it and we're gonna help each other out. This is not like this food benefits from this more than the other food. Like, it's not even like that. It's like it's very much like this is gonna benefit everyone, and it's gonna be like a thing where like, okay, like we could have fucking as many guests as we want. We
At
could
any time.
record at fucking 4 a.m. if we have to, like, or whatever the fuck, right? Shit we've done before. Because it is a little hard, like, with the apartment, you know? Like, we're not going to be fucking... I ain't going to be... This is where I sleep, you know? I'm not going to bring strangers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ain't going to be, like, Adam 22 bringing hood-ass foods around my family, you know? Like, that to me, that's, like, fucking crazy. Not that we're going to have hood-ass foods, but just... It's just insane, like... So that's kind of the plan with us. And like I said, when we say it's coming, don't think, like, next fucking week or next month. It's not like that, because we're very much long-term planners, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We don't like fucking plan shit out like oh, this has to happen, because then when it doesn't happen at that time slot, it's like it kind of fucking sucks, you know?
Yeah. One thing I've learned is don't give yourself like limit or dates, you know?
Yeah.
Like don't set yourself a date where you want to accomplish it, because then you never know, things could like stir up on the way.
Yeah.
It's more like as long as you're you're doing it and you're progressing, that's fine, you know? Sometimes it takes, like I said, sometimes it takes 8 years, 10 years, 5 years. Everybody has a different time in which you're running in life.
Yeah, and that's the thing where, like, if we talked about this a couple episodes ago, where it was, what would you like change in your mentality, like when we first started this 3 years ago? And I think that would be it. Is like expecting like
Results.
there's no way to calculate like growth,
especially in this world, content
Yeah,
creating. Because like people say, I don't like comparing it to it, but people compare it a lot to the jackpot. The reason I don't compare it too much is because there's also skill involved, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
It's not like the jackpot is just like you choose numbers. Here it's
I agree
like
with that 100%.
as long as you're consistent and you grind and something's gonna come up.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that.
No, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Because it's like, for example, like a diet, right? Like you can calculate that. Like, oh, I ran this many miles, I burned this amount of fat, I ate this amount of calories. Like there's a pattern, you know? But with like content creating, it's like, this episode was fucking awesome, bro. And then like fucking crickets. Nobody gave a fuck, you know? Like nobody gave a fuck. And like nobody listened. It's like, fuck. And it's like, oh, this episode was fucking trash. I hate it. Let's delete it. Nah, let's not delete it, because then we won't have an episode this week. All right, fuck it, post it. Fucking people love it.
It's crazy,
I'm like, fuck. Like, I fucking hate this bit. This
that
bit
happens a lot
sucked.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where people think like, oh, this video sucks, but then they'll get like a good amount of views that they want.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
No, yeah, for sure. And that's why, like, going back is like, if I were able to tell like 3 years younger me, would be like, just keep putting it out, and then like you're gonna get results eventually. But it is like, I used to do this thing in my head where I would like look at other podcasts, and I'll admit it, I'm a fucking human being, bro. Like, and you would get like feelings of like resentment almost to like the industry. It would be like, what the fuck? Like, I know I'm better than these motherfuckers, and I know I'm fucking funnier than them, and I know like they ain't fucking real. And that's the thing that it goes back to. It's like, it is a coping mechanism when people always talk about how real they are, where it is a coping mechanism, where it is kind of like something you tell yourself. Well, I'm more real. Like, oh, they're more successful, but I'm fucking real. You want that real shit. Where it's like, okay, you might be more real, but also like look at them and see maybe how long it took them, or the things that you can do, maybe not better than them, but differently, you know? And that's something I would tell myself, like, if I was able to go back in time for like the first episode, it would be that. What would you give advice to off topic 3 years ago? It could be anything,
3 years ago.
even if it sounds stupid.
Nah, probably one thing is we prepare ourselves pretty good in the aspect of equipment.
Yeah.
I guess it's more working more on the little details, like say like in this type of this sound system that we have now.
Yeah, just like the ins and outs.
Yeah, that, and then interacting more, I guess. Which, like, I'm not saying we've already achieved it, but I feel like that's one of the things that would have helped more in the beginning.
What?
Like interacting more, like on social media.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And when I mean interacting, it's not like by messages. I think it's just more about like the posts.
Yeah.
On all platforms. That's one thing I would.
Yeah, the little thing, like if you go back to our
but it was also hard because remember we only had like 5 followers, so it was like,
yeah, like
what
am I
the fuck
talking to myself or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you're kind of big. I used to do this a lot, and I think I'll throw you in there. I think you did it a couple times too, where
what's up?
where when we would make a mistake, we would like say it. Like, oh, my bad. This sounded like shit. Or I fucked this up.
No, we did.
And then you were the one that told me, like, hey, like, we should stop doing that. Why was that?
Because then people would notice, like, oh, like, they said that in one episode and they said that in another. Like, haven't they learned from their mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like, and I also thought about it, like, in a show, like, when shows or, like, concerts happen, like, you don't see the protagonist saying that, oh, my bad, I made a mistake, you know?
Yeah.
The show just keeps on going.
Yeah.
That's where I thought, like, oh, let's just kind of learn how to camouflage it during the episode, and the show goes on. You know, like we sweep it down the floor. You know.
Yeah.
And I just think it keeps the episode rolling smoother.
Yeah.
And I think it also helps us later on, like in comedy. Like eventually when we throw ourselves in there, I mean, one little mistake happens, you'll kind of be experiencing it.
Yeah.
Just covering the little misses, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to shit yourself in front of people like oh fuck, like.
And I feel like people won't notice it. That's the thing. But you do notice it. You notice it, but they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just in our heads.
I've noticed that where we went to a comedy show at the Improv. I'll say it was the Improv because I don't want to say where it really was. And like these the guy was on, and this drunk guy like talks shit to them, like boom says it, and the guy who was on stage, like you could tell like he shit his pants. Remember?
Oh
yeah. And then I was like, damn, like this fool's like been in the stage, like he's been doing shit to this day that we dream of doing one day, you know? Like fuck, like he's badass, like he's content creator for sure. And I'm like, damn, like but this fool still got rattled, you know? And I'm like, damn, like so if I can be in that position, which I will be one day, and not get rattled, like damn, that's a different.
What would you do? Like say,
and then we talked to them, and then they were just like, oh, like did you hear that guy talking shit? Who was that guy talking shit? And then that's when I was like, oh, this guy's like, and I told you, I was like, see, like this food like fucking noticed it, and I was like, this dude's like fucking either like pissed or he's like coked up or both, and I was right about both. And I was just like, damn, like he couldn't shake that shit, you know? And that's when I was like, damn, like, oh, like you don't know what you're doing up there. Like, you know, like yo, like you got there.
It's cool.
Sick. Fuck yeah.
In front of a lot of people.
And who knows, maybe I get rattled one day, you know? Maybe someone says, hey, shut the fuck up.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, I'm pretty sure you would be more mature about it since you're aware of it. And that's why, what would you do?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a shitty answer. My answer is I'll know when I get there. Like I'll know it when I see it. If it's someone that's like legit fucking drunk and like might storm the stage and attack me, then it's gonna be different. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be a little more like.
I feel like you would go on with it and make some content out of him.
Like on it, yeah.
Yeah, on him, like punk him.
Like obviously I'm not gonna get attacked. Like if someone storms the stage, like I'm fucking fighting or I'm getting out of there, right? But if it's like a drunk guy just talking shit, then I'll fucking. I told you that day when that guy talked shit, I would have said, hey, you should stop drinking because I know your ass got to go to work in the morning and I don't. So fucking get ready to clock in. Like, I would have fucking said that. Like something smart like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a fucking loser. You're watching me on stage. Like, go fucking get ready for work tomorrow. You know, that's something I would have fucking said. But if you don't know, right? Like some shit could throw you off. And I'm not thinking less of that person for getting thrown off. But I also notice where I'm like, damn, like you're never really ready, you know?
Because they're bigger than us.
Yeah, 100%. And that's fine. And
but not as talented.
And I thought, no, that's real, bro. Yeah. Also, too, like, the talking shit, it has to be natural. Like, when we saw an episode of a podcast we listened to, and they had a guest plural, from another podcast, and they were like, if you get offended, bro, we don't care. Like, we're fucking... Yeah, and I was like, and then they were just like so like defensive. We don't care if we get canceled, bro. Like, fuck you. Like, we say what we say, man. If you get offended, don't fucking listen to us. Like, why are you just like so like relaxed? Like, you're so defensive, you know? Like, you know? No. I don't know. Say something.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I don't
talking
to these people sometimes.
Yeah, I know. But that's something where I'm like, okay, like. You don't want to get lost in your own sauce, you know? Like, you don't want to be like, okay, my gimmick is talking shit. I'm always going to talk shit, you know?
I don't let it be known too, you know? Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's what some people do bad in. where they let it be known where like, oh, like these are the things that hurt me, and I'm gonna let them know, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like. CM Punk says that when he goes, the reason I don't like to defend myself is because when you defend yourself, you sound defensive. And it's true. Like, sometimes you can't win, you know? Sometimes you should just let people say what they want to fucking say because you're not going to win. You're not going to change their mind. So, like, yeah, whatever. Like, I am a piece of shit. Like, whatever.
I don't want to throw myself over, like, or like put myself over there, but I feel like I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah?
Where I let people like just roll their shit, you know? I've never been a very like,
yeah, you're not like a confrontation person, huh?
no, because I always, to me, it's always like, oh, this little time won't ruin my whole fucking day or my whole life, you know?
And with me, like
talking shit, you know?
with me, like it'll
it's
ruin.
different, yeah.
Yeah, not like a
Not
comment,
ru-
not
not
a comment online.
No.
But like if I, for example, know like someone's talking shit about me and it's
Yeah.
like for a fact proven and like many people have told me like, hey, this guy talks shit about you. My thing will be like, okay, like now I gotta fucking tell him something because this is fucking annoying me. And my thing is like, I can't let this guy know his whole life that I don't know or that I know. And even worse, like I'm scared to say something. So then I'll fucking say something. But if it's like a comment on Instagram, like I don't give a fuck. Like, what are you gonna say? Like I'm fat. Like I don't care. Like
Obviously, there's a certain point where you would have to say something, but like if it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just like comments have never bothered me like that. Like when people try to say something or tell me something, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll laugh it off, you know, like okay,
yeah,
nothing hurts me. I think
Yeah.
by this time.
like when you call that guy Crimson Chin and he
yeah.
laughed at you and then he called you ugly and then you were like, so, but like. He buried himself because he tried to get himself over by saying like you're
Like,
ugly,
with
but
me-
in reality, we're all laughing at Crimson Chin still, you know.
Yeah.
Like we're not. You tried to get your shit in, and like nothing worked for you.
Nothing
So it's
worked.
like in his case, he should just like either laughed about it or just punched you in the fucking face, you know. Like there's no like in.
It was North Park. Fuck it. It all goes.
Yeah, exactly. That was like the ECW. Did we ever do ECW bits about North Park? No,
not there.
Yeah.
Wrestling was dead at that time.
Yeah, I always hated it as a wrestling fan. People would be like, "Oh, I only watch it because of my little cousins." I used to always hear that shit, or I watch it with my little brother.
They still watch it.
Like, shut
I
the
know
fuck
they got
up, fool.
entertained.
Yeah, how pissed you get when you play like Triple H's song on Touch Tunes and like everyone acts like they don't know what the fuck it is.
I know you guys grew up to it.
I know you want to spit some water in the air.
I know they did in some fucking area.
Did you? Which wrestlers did you think sang their own songs? I thought Triple H sang his own song. Well, he does.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Triple H for sure.
Oh yeah, I thought.
I also thought Big Show sang his own song.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Oh shit.
I think Shawn Michaels is like the only one that sings his song.
John Cena.
Oh yeah, he sings his own song
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I thought Randy.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
You saw Randy in the booth, young Randy. Hey, that's funny, dude.
Yeah, just so.
How sick is it that like nowadays music is like such a big part of wrestling? You know, like back then they didn't even have entrance music.
Oh, I didn't.
Hulk Hogan. If we're talking mainstream, Hulk Hogan was one of the first wrestlers, not including territories. Hulk Hogan was one of the first wrestlers where he'd be like, "Oh, like let me come out to something." And originally it was "Eye of the Tiger," the Rocky song.
Oh.
Dun, 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 Eye of the Tiger. That song, yeah. And it was that one, and then obviously they did the "I Am a Real American." Then that became his song. But that was like a Hulk Hogan thing. I'll give him props for that.
Oh,
he didn't invent theme songs in wrestling because like the territories, like Junkyard Dog, for example, would come out to boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust, the Queen song.
Really?
Yeah, but that's because in the territories there was no such thing as like copyrights or paying for. You know, it wasn't at that scale where like if they use that song now at WrestleMania, like they're getting fucking sued by Queen and the estate. You know, like they're getting sued. So now it's like different. But back then, like so I'm not trying to say Hulk Hogan invented that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying on a large national scale,
He put that in.
it was him where it was like, oh, like fucking music. You know,
when musicians that are dead already and somebody wants to use their song, like,
their next of kin, their managers that own it.
or like the record company.
The record company, whoever owns it. So like Kurt Cobain's widow has like, you pay her essentially. Yeah.
Damn,
Courtney Love. So she has paid every time they play a Nirvana song, every time anything with Nirvana.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking.
So it just depends on who.
That's fucking crazy.
It's like how our boy Leba was talking about it. Like when he dies,
So,
like
like, if
his
somebody-
royalties will go to his kids.
Yeah, so
He
somebody,
doesn't have kids, by the way, guys. So
Yeah.
don't try to
But
trap
if
him.
somebody plays like some Peso Pluma song, like there's a check coming for him.
I don't know. I don't want to say Peso Pluma, but for
Oh,
sure,
like that
like
song?
for sure, like the people he's doing with now,
Yeah.
like for sure, like he has royalties. And
I can imagine him right on the plane. Nah, bro, you can't spitting facts.
Hey,
Let
bro.
me go,
So,
let me go.
hey, what's up, Esteban? So I just want to correct you a little bit. That's not really how it works.
No sean pendejos también.
Yeah, dude. That's why I don't want to talk out of turn. But essentially,
nah.
essentially, that's how
I'm
royalties
making a
work.
little example out of
Yeah,
it, you know, like
it's like the Seinfeld people will never be broke because Seinfeld plays in like 5 different fucking channels. You know, it's always on. There's always Seinfeld on TV.
it's always that like in the hospital, like when you're in the waiting room.
Yeah, everywhere. And then it's everywhere. Like syndication money. Like that's like a real thing. Unless you get fucked like Drake Bell and Josh Peck and they don't get fucking royalties.
Nah, yeah, they got fucked nasty.
That's shitty.
I mean, thank God they're like doing pretty good right now, but yeah, it is shitty that they still got like fucked by that show. Yeah.
I think Drake Bell did like I also think Drake Bell benefited for sure by the coming out of like what happened to him, like getting molested as a kid and shit, like 100%.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
And I'm sure he knew it too, because it makes you babyface, you know. And now it forgets things that he got in trouble for, you know, including
Yeah.
some minor shit too. So
yeah,
because now it's like, but you can tell he's like trying.
yeah.
I
mean,
think he's a good person.
I mean, yeah, he found a lot of success. I mean, he's been on other podcasts. We listened to him with Roberto Martinez podcast. He did great.
yeah. I
And he
remember
actually
that.
came back again for another show.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
No, yeah, I liked him, and he was just talking about like the.
The success he's had over
That's
the
why I'm
line,
kind of glad. Like I'm not like a. Like I would never make my kid like be like a child actor or like a child model. Like to me, like auditions and forget the whole like molestation thing. In general, like having your kid audition, which in audition you're generally like selling yourself, right? You're trying to impress the cast and the producers to hire you. To me, like putting your kid in that position of, oh, I have to be enough for these people, it's already like a setup for their life in general, where like your whole life is you're trying to be enough for someone. Like, oh, did I do good enough on this audition? Am I gonna get this job? Did I do good enough so I can get this record deal? Or like little girls that join like beauty pageants, like, oh, did I look pretty enough, mom? Like, dude, you're fucking 6, like, and you have a face full of makeup, and like, you're also imagine the adults that are judging a beauty pageant for kids. Like, why would you want to impress those people? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when you set up your kids where like, oh, do a good job and maybe they'll pick you, it's like it sets them up where like your whole life you're pleasing people, basically, is what I'm saying. And then when there's no one left to please, it's like, okay, well, what now? Like, you don't know how to please yourself because your whole life you've been pleasing other people. So you don't even know what you want. You don't even know what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you go to, like, a fucking beauty pageant and, oh, what's your skill? Oh, I play the flute. And that's, like, your gimmick. You're the little girl that plays the flute or whatever. And then now it's, like, you're fucking 35 and you know how to play a fucking flute. But, like, that's not even something you were passionate about.
So, like, if
it was your gimmick, you know?
obviously there's always going to be that where there's always going to be, like, young actors, like, at 6'5".
Yeah, because you need them,
But
right?
do you think there's always there's like a perfect age limit when it's okay or like healthy enough to be auditioned?
Nah, it's
I
not
guess-
a perfect age because, like you said, there's always child actors and there's kids that have roles, and I'm sure Drake Bell was pumped to be on Nickelodeon when he's a fucking kid. You know, that's
Yeah.
fucking sick. Like, I'm sure he was pumped to be in a Seinfeld episode for like 30 seconds. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you want to do it also. So there's not like an age, right? Like, but it's also like,
You're just throwing everybody, and not everybody's going to be in.
yeah, not everyone's
it,
gonna,
you know?
not everyone's gonna like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
it's
get
like
you.
it's like a tale as old as time.
It's like sports too, also.
yeah, like,
like-
oh, my kid's gonna play. You know?
Yeah, like not everybody's going to make it to a pro or they don't like it, you know? Like
Yeah.
they're not even really good athletes, but you're just pushing them to their limits, taking them to the best practices ever, like clubs.
Yeah.
Like I met a lot of people like that. Like, oh, my dad's taking me to this club because they're better. They have better coaches, but I mean, you kind of suck already, you know? Like I'm better than you, and I fucking started late. You know, I'm overweight.
Damn, really?
I was actually.
Yeah.
Well, I
No,
never had
know,
like a
I know
be-
you were overweight, but
I
I'm
know I
saying-
never had like a nice come up. You know, like I started late playing in a team,
Yeah.
and then but I was a little better than some people who had been playing since they were like 3, 4.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but my parents put me in sports too late, and then, yeah,
Bastards. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's all their fault.
And I didn't turn, and I'm not playing with the national team right now, so
Yeah, it's okay. You have a podcast.
yeah, which I'm happy of.
Even better with. Even
I have
better,
something
dude.
I can say that we own.
I know, dude. It's not worth shit, but we own it. But yeah, dude. I don't know. That's how I think. Where you don't ever want to be that person, like just dragging your kid around. And
Yeah,
like,
one of my friends said, one of his, his first son was barely born a couple months ago, and he said, like, asked him, like, because I was actually curious, like, what do you want to do, or like, what's the plan with your kid, like, how are you gonna parent him, you know?
Yeah.
As a first parent, like first
time parent.
Yeah. Like he said, like, well, I'm put him like in sports and then see what he likes, you know? Maybe he'll like one, and if he doesn't like sports, then I'll support him like in education or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Which is cool. I think that's the perfect way. I told him, like, honestly, like, you're probably gonna do it the best way. Like,
Yeah.
he might not be athletic, but if you like school, then hell yeah, go for it, you know?
Yeah. Just don't be a where my hug at kid.
Where what?
Just don't be a where my hug at kid.
Ah,
And we're good.
yeah.
Yeah. That's my thing, is just whatever. Like, yeah, that's a good choice, because it's like, okay, maybe he doesn't like soccer, but he likes football, or he likes, something, or he doesn't like anything, but at least he tried it.
Yeah.
You can never say like, oh, I always wanted to be in the football team, but my dad never let me join because I didn't do the chores around the house, or no one wanted to pick me up. That is fucked up, because even though most likely that person probably wouldn't have liked it, it's still an opportunity that like you never gave your kid, and like
It's also like fuck, like, damn, I never tried it full in, but it wasn't really my fault, as a kid. I'm speaking as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like, for the rest of your life, even though it's like something small.
Yeah.
Where you're always gonna have like that little doubt, like, fuck, I never really tried it, I never really knew what I was made of in that sport.
Exactly.
It's kind of sad to me. That's why I always tell people, I mean, my bad too.
No, go ahead. You're good. I'm listening.
That's why to me, like in life, like regardless of whatever age you are, like if there's something you want to try, like fuck it, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're like 25, 20, 18, 30,
Yeah.
35. Like, if there's something, obviously, if it's still manageable, then go ahead, try it.
Yeah, but also, like, don't start singing on Instagram when
No,
you just
I'm not
start.
saying about that.
No, I know, but I'm saying there's, like, levels to it. It's
Yeah,
where, like,
obviously, don't say you want to be a soccer player at 28,
Yeah,
Like, all right.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
But, like, there's other things that could be manageable.
The reason I said that I'm kind of joking, but I also kind of mean it where, like, you're, and this is, and
no,
this,
that's right. I mean, it's true. You're not wrong.
And this is where the being real, bro, comes in, where it's like, yeah, like what you said is actually like me knowing you don't really say shit like that. Like, oh, just go for it. Like, you're not really like a preachy person.
No, but I'm being realistic
not.
too.
And you're not even really like a motivational person. Like, you've never once told me like, hey, bro, like time to start working out. Like, you're getting big.
Well, I just don't know how to be motivational.
Yeah,
and I told other
exactly.
friends too, like, I'm just not. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to be like, and I'm not trying to, because I don't want. I also want to be fake. Like, do it. There's only one day.
Yeah, exactly. You're not. Because you're also saying like, okay, but also.
But I will let you have the freedom. Like, I'm not gonna judge you for it. Like, I'll be happy with the results you're bringing in.
Yeah, I might do some bits. We might do some.
Nah,
bits.
but I mean, go ahead with whatever you're saying.
Yeah. Now, what I was saying is like, don't like. This really pisses me off when like, oh, like, okay, I have like someone I work with that I used to work with. Fuck, I already said I work with him, and I already said it's a guy, and like. Okay, let's say he fucking. Let's say he fucking. Let's say he's a carpenter, right? And like he has his carpentry company, and like he has a page for his carpentry company, which whatever, right? Like, hey, these are the carpentry I did. Fucking DM me and I'll do one for you, blah blah. And like on his bio, it also says like recording artist / vocalist / carpenter. Like, you're not a recording artist. Like, don't do that.
Don't mix it up.
Don't make me have to pretend I didn't see your singing page on Instagram. Because then that's awkward for me where I see you sing. I see you on Instagram. Oh, whoa, and I'm like, oh. Now I got to pretend I didn't see that, And God forbid, not only did I have to pretend I didn't see it, but God forbid you actually like told me about it. And now I gotta fucking be nice and like follow your fucking and I'm like, fuck, you're suddenly high. Like, that's like bad to me, Like, that's like, oh, like,
yeah, don't mix it up.
Oh, nobody told you? I'm sorry. I won't tell you because that's not my job.
Yeah.
But
like I said, there's limits to it, honestly. Like, say, like, Or like even like school, like say if you want to go back to school like at 40, like
Oh, do you also think it's a trip when people in their mid-30s are in school?
no, I was actually gonna go wrong. I was gonna go back and say that it's okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, like if you're 35, 40, it's more like if you have the time and the commitment. But the thing is that with a lot of people at that age, I mean, it's more like you just want a diploma to have it. You know, it's not really a benefit.
Well, then now you're backtracking a little bit because whether it's either fine or it's not.
No,
in my
because you're
opinion,
gonna do it for like a good reason.
Yeah.
But if you're just having it like just to have it, like, well, it's not gonna do any good.
I to me, you know what? We can disagree on this. We could talk about it too. Where to me, it's the exact opposite. When I hear someone that's like, and I'm not, and I apologize if this applies to you. If you're like 34 and you're like, oh, like, yeah, I got midterms this week, like, dude, like,
It's a little weird.
you doing, you know,
It sounds weird. At
you
that
have
age.
you have textbooks and you're 34. Like what? Like I don't like.
Cause I have a recent coworker.
You get graded.
Yeah, I have a recent coworker. He's like 30. I don't know how old is he, but he's bally and he's like probably like 38.
He's bald.
39.
That's how you tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like a skinny white guy. He's cool as fuck. But
it's like a tree where you can tell how old it is with the rings. You can tell how old they are with the fucking hair.
yeah. But anyway, he's like 38, 39, and like he's right there like working with us and shit. And then like he was off for a bit, like a couple months, and then he tells me, oh, it's because I graduated from school, and then he told me the career he had done and that he's looking for a job right now. But then he said, well, it's gonna take me like probably like 2 years only because that feels like very full, but I'm still gonna go for it. Meanwhile, I'm just doing this, and like, oh, like I think that's pretty cool because he actually like did it, you know, at one point, you know, and he's actually striving to be that, you know.
Yeah.
He's not saying like, oh, I'm a doctor, but I'm gonna be doing something else, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like.
Oh yeah. Well,
When you just fucking, oh, I have a bachelor's, might get a job at Walmart, you know, like.
Yeah. The number one thing for me that can shut people up is, okay, well, you ended up doing it. Like you finished it. You know what I'm saying?
Which he did.
Yeah. So him, like, let's say I knew that guy and I was like clowning him, like, oh, this fucking old ass fool going to school, and he finished it in those 2 years when his shit opens up or whatever. Like, yeah, like I fucking did it. It's like sick. Like,
Yeah, which
like, what am I gonna say?
that's what kind of made me change. Like, oh, like
because
in
you used to say the same thing I used to say.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like now that I'm thinking, like, oh, like maybe there's fools that just had shit going on in their 20s, 30s, or early 30s, you know?
Yeah.
And they haven't given up, you know? Like they're gonna fucking go for it, you know?
Yeah.
Toe to toe, like, but they're gonna do it.
No, yeah.
I want that commitment.
Yeah, and maybe I'm a hypocrite because we're doing the same thing with the podcast. Where like a lot of people they still do talk shit like about the podcast, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So then I guess it's not fair for me to say. To me, it's just weird. Like, oh, you have teachers and you're probably older than your teacher. Like, what the fuck? Like, do you get to just like tell them no? You know, like how does that work?
It is a little. When you
Yeah.
think about it, it's like, oh, it trips you out, but then like, I guess
it fucking trips me out.
I guess that's a price you have to pay sometimes, you know?
That's when I realized I was older. When I would like, that's when I realized I was an adult. There's a few moments in my life where I'm like, oh, I'm an adult now. And one of the moments is like when you become like homies with like older people at work.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, where's James at? And he's like a 50-year-old guy, you know?
Yeah, I think it's cool too. Like they
It is
trust
cool,
you.
it
And shit.
is
like,
cool, yeah.
Like, oh, like my homies are like 42. You know, they
Yeah.
have badass homes. You know.
Yeah, he likes you and then shit. And then you
Yeah.
find out he's like racist or something. And then you don't care because he's cool as fuck. Yeah.
I think that's good. That's a cool thing about.
That's one of the things. What thing did you realize when you were like an adult? Like, oh wow, like, this is like
when the IRS was sending me files,
oh yeah,
like emails or mails.
nice.
So like, nah, it's not nice.
No, I mean not nice. Yeah. Mail. Yeah, it's not nice.
I think that's what, like when you're already in the IRS's eyes.
Don't. I guess that's it for today, guys. Nah, just kidding. Yeah, that's funny.
But then I still like.
What else?
I don't know if they're lying, but then one of the things that excites me is like when they ask me for IDs.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I went to a liquor store and this lady and his son, because I was coming here to record, and I went to a liquor where I usually don't go. It's or they're on AIM or Ramona, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, can I see your ID? And she's like, 1997. You look nice for 97. I'm like, genetics. And she's like, genetics. Healthy. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just having beers, but I guess, yeah, I'm healthy.
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'll take the 240 ounces, please.
I did have 240.
And a pack of cigarettes. Yeah,
which
you
was
did have
funny.
240.
Like, I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, genetics, baby. I know. It is funny when, like now that I have, like, that sounds so shitty. Now that I have insurance, like medical insurance,
Yeah.
and I'll fucking go, and the doctor will be like, "Oh, how much alcohol do you drink a week?" And I'll be like, "Fuck!" Like, I'm embarrassed, and I don't want to lie, but I'm also like, "Well, I can't lie to this fucker because he's my doctor, I gotta be honest with him." And I'll be like, "I drink once a week," and he goes, "But how much do you drink once a week?" And I was like, I like 5 beers a week. That's kind of right? 5 beers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I think that's
12 or 24 ounces.
Well, I don't know. What are the pictures? Dude, also, too, when I found out, like, I could kind of... Well, not found out, but, like, Gio said something funny to me.
What?
I think it was the last time I went to go see him.
Yeah.
I was, like, hungover a little bit. And then we had gone out the night before and we pounded food. Beers, not each other. And then...
Disgusting.
Yeah, and then he's like... "Oh, how much did you drink?" And I was like, "Not a lot. We had like 4 pitchers." And he's like, "That's a lot."
Wait.
You and me.
Oh.
Yeah, you and me, not just me.
Oh.
But still, he's like, "That's a lot." And I was like, "Oh, I guess it is." I was like, I felt like such a piece of shit. And I'm over here like, "Why does my head hurt? Why am I hungover?" And it's like, "Oh, you had 4 pitchers of
Like,
beer."
why do you fucking wake up grumpy,
Yeah.
You ever wake up grumpy like when you drink a lot the day?
You know what
the night
pisses
before?
me off is when my legs are sore.
You know what? My legs were shaky at that time when I walked Mr. Brooks.
Yeah. How hilarious is it that you walked the regional vice president while still drunk?
That was badass.
Yeah. And then you left.
That proved to me
and
that
then a podcast in San Diego.
Yeah, that proved to me that I could do anything in this world.
Yeah.
Almost, I'm pretty sure.
What was it that proved it to you?
Huh?
What was it that proved it to you?
That I could fucking drink the hours before, and then still come to work, and then still be awake and drive to San Diego that same day.
Yeah, and walk an RVP who probably thought you were like a good guy.
Yeah, I probably thought
And you were just drinking in the vault like the night, like 4 hours ago.
Literally 4 hours. Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. But yeah, it was funny. He was like, "How much did you drink?" And I was like, "Not a lot, like 4 pitchers." He's like, "It's a lot." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess
It is a lot. Four is a lot. 3 is I think the max that's good, and then we're pushing it.
4 is like, okay.
4 is like
maybe don't work the next day.
Yeah.
Or if you're off, maybe.
Or if you're closing.
Yeah. But it's all good, baby. Life is beautiful, man.
It is beautiful.
Hell yeah, dog. What do you say we wrap this up, boy?
Already?
50 minutos.
Nah, Tom didn't want to come, that's why.
Nah, thank
Oh, I
fucking
just
God.
want to shout out to all the off-topic soldiers, and then I just want to give a great shout out to my beautiful little cousin, my little Bobby Wood
Hell yeah, B-Dub.
cousin, Angel.
He gets an applause.
He's a devil dog now. He graduated from the Marines a couple weeks ago. He was here in town, but unfortunately I just couldn't see him. So we're gonna get together, and I am gonna give that little kid some alcohol. I do not care if I get in trouble anymore. I'm at this point in my life where I don't care who gets mad at me or who comes at me. I'm gonna give that kid his beer because you know what? Whoever serves in the military is old enough to drink his alcohol.
Fuck
And
yeah.
Bobby Wood isn't the exception. So Bobby Wood, next time you come over to the LA County, you are going to have some beers with the Outside Podcast boys. And damn well, you are going to have one shit ton of fun of time. So Mr. Bobby Wood, thank you so much. We love you. Have fun in the service. Don't get depressed. Shoot some guns and drink up. And smoke cigarettes.
I thought you were going to say, shoot some fucking, and then say something super racist.
Nah. So, yeah, congratulations to my cousin Bobby Wood.
Yeah, no, that was clean, bro. That's funny. Yeah, if he can be a Marine, he can drink.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You don't give a fuck
I've
about
always
that.
believed that, like, it doesn't make sense how, like, we have 18-year-old soldiers, Marines, navies, like, and they can't drink.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, you could get shot up, but you
An
can't.
IED can blow your fucking legs off.
Yeah.
But you can't drink an Ultra.
Yeah, it's crazy to me, so I don't know.
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. My first rule as president when I get elected is to lower the age from drinking to 21 flip that some bitch sideways and make it 12 years old. Yeah.
Like people drinking up in their middle school ceremony.
That's the one. Now it's time for my vice president, Henry Torres. Mr. Torres, what do you think about your primary candidate saying that he's gonna make the age legal limit to 12 years old?
Well, damn well do it.
Are you not ashamed of yourself?
I am not, because I started drinking at 11.
And look at me now. Woo! Sir, what about internal affairs in the Middle East and tension between the Ukraine and Russia? Let's not worry about that.
Would they worry about us?
Let's worry about the real shit, like making it legal for 12-year-olds to drink.
What would be the right age for, like, I would think 18, right?
18.
Because 18 you're out of high school.
Because you can do anything when you're 18, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can fucking become a fucking porn star when you're 18.
You couldn't even own a gun, right?
Yeah.
At 18, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It trips me out. So
It is fucking crazy. Yeah. Also, worst presidential candidates, huh? You and me?
Yeah, we are.
Or the best ones. Well, we're doing business right now.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys. I'm Koba the Gorilla.
And I'm H.
You can find us at Odd Topic Podcast 34 on Instagram. All our links are there. Please follow and support. It's free. You can answer that if you want. I'm already done. I'm Koba the Gorilla.
I'm H.
We're out.